Greetings, fellow denizens of the night. This is Soror Astria of Magic Mirrors, back with another new moon video. This time it's in Taurus tomorrow morning at 7:48 a.m. And that is going to be May 15th of 2018 to mark our time down. So Taurus is a fixed and stable sign. It's earthy and grounding, ruled by Venus, so it can also deal with luxuries, indulgences. Right now is a good time to work with Saturn and doing the work for the future, so you can lay the groundwork for those future indulgences. And Taurus is a time to sit in your garden, dream about what you want for the future, maybe gaze at the stars, and if any negative thoughts come up or anything that comes, I can't do it, or blah, 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 that self-talk, just pretend it's a firework and boot it up and make it a star. So Taurus is a time to plant seeds of intention for your wealth and future success, progress of a steady nature, and grounding energy, of course, as we did before. If you feel adrift or not too stable, I don't know, it's hard to use all these new agey terms, but I'll tell you how to ground. A good way of grounding is to plant your feet on the ground. And if you can get outside, even better. Now's a good time to take your shoes and socks off, get those toes in terra firma. And as you imagine any light from the universe up above, or whatever, the white light coming in to fill your aura, which is what you want to do all the time, is to cleanse yourself with a white purifying light, kick out all the bad jujus, the dark stuff you don't need. And the grounding part comes when you imagine a greenish, brownish energy maybe coming up through the soles of your feet, attaching you to the ground. And that's bringing a little bit of a kind of a mud color around in your aura, that earthiness. And as that swishes around with the light from above, you can release that down back into the earth to be recycled for later. And that's how that works. So you feel the grounding energies, you feel the pulse of the earth go through you and release it back down. You feel more connected, stable, and more able to deal with the material world. How's that? Because right about now, everybody's kind of working on their intuition, and if the Uranus and Taurus that all the astrologers are going gaga about has anything to do with shock, surprise, and changes, you might need to ground yourself, take yourself out of the fracas a bit. A good time to manifest. So we haven't done any of the manifesting affirmations in a while. You could do a new twist to it. Within 8 hours of that new moon on either side, it's 7:48 a.m. So you'll have until early morning to get with it. We used to do the wording, I want to easily find myself, and you can still do that. Or you can add something from another YouTube person that I've seen around, and his name is Jake Ducey, so I'll give a shout out because he's doing the right work and saying all the right things about getting up in the morning or reminding yourself throughout the day, and do it in a quiet place so you don't scare your cat or whatever. And you just want to go, yeah, universe, thank you for this great job I have. I'm excited to get up in the morning. I'm glad to be doing what I'm doing. My life is so great now. I'm so grateful. I'm happy. It's all the self-talk. And you might even have to set a timer and remind yourself to do it throughout the day, because obviously it's not a natural occurrence. But see what happens if you give that the 2-week plan. So Saturn, Taurus, Venus, if you want the pleasures of the future, you work hard for them now. So doing the work will make Saturn very happy, so you don't have to revisit your hard karmas. So that is planning your retirement, looking into your funds, seeing what you want to do, changing your path if it's not going where you want to go. Anything of an earthy nature and a material nature right now. Do you want to upgrade your house, redo this, redo that, plant a garden, redo your yard? Anything that's down here is good. We don't need to be all in here right now because it's springtime and it's time to get out. So a couple of affirmations that you could also use. I trust my intuition, or I become balanced and whole, and that's all part of that grounding energy. And the balanced and whole part is while you're doing a grounding and a light bringing in exercise, you could also imagine your aura filling up with those lights, but then calling in parts of yourself that you may have left behind or other people may have had to you. Call those pieces of yourself back in. Try to feel yourself balanced and whole. And another good way of flushing that energy around is removing attachments. You could imagine if you had an argument with somebody you worked with, or someone gave you stink eye. If that feels like that's bothering you for more than 30 seconds, you can picture that as even like little fish hooks or hooks coming out of you, popping out. All those attachments are gone. Anything that's bothering you just comes right out of your aura, and fill those holes up, because you don't want anything else flooding in that's lingering that might be attracted to your light. So a couple of tarot cards to remind you of this process is sitting in the garden, tending your seeds that you planted maybe earlier in the year, watching them grow. You don't always have to stand around. You can work on some of the manifestation process, and that's that self-talk and working with yourself. And then the Hierophant is a Taurus card in the tarot deck. I'm not sure how well it's seen in here with my finger in the way and blah, but it's about stability, religion, tradition, and teaching. So the teacher and the student, so if you feel that you want to develop a skill, now's a good time to do all that, because that's laying a foundation for your future also, and it's investing in yourself. And what better gift is that? I think you're going to enjoy the new moon in Taurus. We're going to revisit you with the full moon in Sagittarius at the end of the month, and I think that's on the 29th, so that's going to come up real fast. So we will catch you all later, and you have a good night. Bye-bye.